Hey guys, and welcome! With the start of Season 5, we did not only get some new features and content for the game, but also changes in the settings that you might have not recognized yet. And unfortunately also a few bugs that the teams are aware of and are working on, but that you as a player should know about as well. So in today's video I want to focus on this stuff specifically, and with the next videos I'll go more into depth with the gameplay changes as usual. One good thing I want to point out though is that you can now find a community calendar on the official website of the game right next to the Portal tab. It shows all upcoming all-out warfare and Portal modes and also the next double XP weekends. And I think that's a pretty nice addition, not only for content creators and streamers to plan their stuff a little bit, but also for everyone who wants to stay updated. In addition, there's another short overview of the available classic modes and the latest game updates, and at the bottom we also get a little sneak peek to the next bundle for the item store. And while we are on the website already, over in the Portal web editor, you can now also create your own experiences of Breakthrough. This was not possible for a long time and was finally added after many requests from the community. The only thing you should be aware of at the moment is that when you enable AI for your experience, no matter if it is PvP or PvE AI, you won't get any XP on your server anymore, or at least only restricted XP, which is close to nothing and doesn't allow you to unlock attachments or complete weekly missions. This is also the case for Portal modes that are already existing, which also includes my weekly mission servers and also unfortunately the kill farm that was used a lot by players to unlock weapons and attachments. But there's also good news about this, because this behavior is not intended and DICE is not trying to be the fun police and take away these options. Instead, community manager Kevin Johnson already replied to this issue on Reddit and said that the teams are looking into it and will act accordingly. It also seems like there are some issues with the AI in general at the moment, because they just had to deactivate the two maps Noshar Canals and Erika Arbor over in Portal. So I'm sure this will get fixed soon and we'll hear about it on the official comms channel once the issue was solved, and I'm gonna keep you updated on this as well, of course, but for now it means you cannot unlock any attachments or weapons or complete your weekly missions in Portal against AI. What you can still do is to play official solo or co-op matches in the modes Conquest and Breakthrough, because here you can at least do your weapon and attachment unlocks. It won't count towards weekly missions though, but it works fine for attachments and assignments. And while we're talking about attachments, I've heard that a lot of you have issues with the new vault weapon attachments not unlocking. And yes, I've had that as well when I started into my first match yesterday, and I saw that all of the attachments were there and theoretically unlocked, but they were all grayed out and I couldn't equip them. So what I did was to use one of the other assault rifles during the match, and after the end of the round I quit matchmaking, and when getting back to the start screen, all of the attachments for all of the vault assault rifles were instantly unlocked. So I think you just need to trigger it somehow by playing a match or by using any of the other assault rifles. Not sure what did the trick in my case, but it worked. Maybe it works for you as well. And what also seems to be bugged, but not for everyone, are the stats and progression, because I've heard that for some players the stats were set back, or parts of them, and that there are also issues with the progress to mastery badges and weekly missions. I don't have any of these issues myself, so I can't give you any tips here, but just so you know that this is reported already and that you're not alone with it. And then we also got some news while I was writing the script for this video, because DICE said that they will do further changes to the RM68, because it seems like it still stands out a lot even after the general assault rifle nerf we got alongside the new season. And in addition, the LMGs will also get a similar treatment the ARs got, so their bullet spread when mag dumping will be heavily increased. But it might even be a bit more aggressive compared to the assault rifles. There's no date for this yet, but I would expect it with one of the next major updates. And then there are 4 changes that were made to your settings with the new update and that you might have not recognized yet, or that you might have recognized but you don't know what the hell was changed. So the first one is the ADS field of view, which is enabled by default now, and this option defines whether the game uses your personal FOV when aiming down sights, so in my case this would be 80, or applies the default FOV, which is 50 or 55. This means with the option turned on, your screen will only be zoomed in by the value your weapon's optic has, but with the option turned off, the game will apply a smaller FOV and zoom in by the optic's value. So you will have a much higher zoom when aiming down sights. And because this can totally mess up your muscle memory, DICE decided to turn this option on by default, so you will always have a consistent FOV, no matter if aimed down sights or not. If you don't like this and you want the additional zoom or you got used to it, you can turn it off in the options under display and then video. In addition to this, we also got a new camera shake mechanic that is enabled by default as well, and this affects your soldier's movement when sprinting, no matter if normal sprint or traversal sprint. What it does is that it makes the camera look heavier and more physical depending on the weapon you carry to make the whole movement more immersive. This means that when you carry a heavy LMG or a rocket launcher, your screen might shake a little more, and when you only have a light SMG or a pistol equipped, the shake is less. I found it pretty okay so far, and I think that it indeed adds to the immersion, but if you don't like it or if you easily suffer from motion sickness, you can also disable it under options and then accessibility, and here it's called reduce sprint camera motion. And then another change that might be especially noticeable for PC players is that chat box can be adjusted in its width and height now. When I started into my first game, I recognized that it was larger than before, so that's why I looked into these settings. And in addition to these new values, there was also the scale set back to 100%. If you are like me and you want the chat box to be small and barely noticeable, you might want to take a look into these settings as well. They can be found under display and then hot general. And while you are at it, you might also give the new damage numbers a try that are right above the chat options, because you can now not only enable them and set them to the middle of your screen, but also pin them directly to your crosshair, and that's actually pretty helpful. I like them in small, so they are visible but not distracting, but you can also set them to medium or large. In addition, you can adjust the horizontal and vertical offset of the numbers, which means you can place them wherever you want around your crosshair. You don't have to stick to the top right. Give it a try, it's definitely helpful because it's right where you look at your screen and not somewhere below. And at the end, it might be interesting for PC players to know that DICE has updated the DLSS version of the game from 2.2 to 2.5. This should make it possible to improve the graphics of the game a bit more, and they will also continue to update it further in the future. And just in case you're interested in this little insight, the veteran kit that I explained in yesterday's video requires you to have either Battlefield 5, 1 or 4 in your account to unlock automatically. If you don't own these games, you need to complete the assignments for it. But that's just on the side because I said I have no idea what the requirements are for counting as a veteran. And that was it for today, just a little video I squeezed in because I thought it would be interesting and important for you to know all of this stuff. And like I said, I will go more into depth on all of the changes with the next ones. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like or a comment below and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Until then, thanks for watching and thanks to my members for the additional support. I'm the Catwoman and you are awesome.